Hello everyone. So, class 10 students, today I will be discussing a very important subtopic of the chapter nutrition. So, nutrition is a very important chapter for your board examination, and do not miss any single topic from this chapter. So, today I am going to discuss a very important part of this chapter called malnutrition and the diseases due to malnutrition. So let us understand first what is the importance of food in your life and what is a balanced diet, and then understanding the deficiency disorders due to malnutrition. Okay, so let's understand first what is the importance of food. So we know that food is the main source of to maintain biological processes in a perfect manner. So the food is the source to maintain your body, to maintain the amount of macro and micronutrients in your body. So our diet must contain these nutrients, and if your diet contain all these nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, mineral salts and fats, then your diet will be called as a balanced diet. So for a balanced diet you need to have the proper amount, not like taking huge amount of carbohydrates, having so many chapatis, so much of rice, and having small amount of vegetable, very small amount of dal, and having very small amount of any curry. So it is not like, it is not called balanced diet. A balanced diet must contain the proper amount of carbohydrates, a proper amount of protein, a proper amount of vitamin, mineral salts and fats. So you have to avoid fats as much as possible. Okay, so 2/3 of world population is affected by food related diseases because they don't know what to eat and what not to eat. They consume so much of fats, so much of oil in your curries, so much of rice, so much of rotis. Yeah, so you have to avoid that. You have to take a balanced diet. You have to take all the nutrients in a proper amount. Okay, so 2/3 of world population is affected by food related diseases, isn't it? So some of them are suffering because of they are consuming so much of calories, so much of caloric food, and most of them they are facing diseases due to lack of balanced diet. So it is very important to understand what is the balanced diet, and if you don't take, what are the consequences of it, what diseases you will face if you do not consume a perfect balanced diet. Okay, let's see. So I think you have understood what is a balanced diet. So eating of food, let us understand what is the malnutrition first. So malnutrition in the sense eating the food that does not have one or more than one nutrients required amount is known as malnutrition. What is malnutrition? You are consuming, you are taking a food that is not having one or more than one nutrients in required amount, that is called malnutrition. So you're not having one or more than one nutrient in your diet, and that in a required amount it is not there, so it is called malnutrition. So that's the simple definition. Sometimes examiner asks this question as a 1 mark or 2 mark question, isn't it, according to your marks, like according to your paper marks distribution. They ask you what is malnutrition, what are the reasons for malnutrition. So you need to write this much, that eating of food that does not have one or more than one nutrients in required amount, then it is called malnutrition. And what are the reasons for malnutrition? Poor health, because your health is not good, you are unable to consume food. With full starvation, starvation means lack of food in your city or state or country. Lack of awareness of nutritional habits, you don't know nutritional habits, you consume lots of pizzas, burgers daily. Yeah, and socio-economic factors, like some people, they are poor, they do not afford to buy good vegetables, good amount of nutrients, isn't it? These are the reasons for malnutrition in our country. So what they ask, examiner ask you what is malnutrition and what are the reasons for malnutrition. So you have to write this: eating of food that does not have one or more than one nutrients in required amount is called malnutrition. And the reasons for it is poor health with full starvation. Starvation in the sense lack of food, lack of food, lack of awareness of nutritional habits. You like pizzas, you like burgers, you consume it daily, breakfast with burger, dinner with burger, pizzas, lunch, like that. So that is a lack of awareness of nutritional habit. So you should be aware of a good nutritional habit, isn't it? And socio-economic factors, like some people, they are poor, they cannot afford to buy good vegetables, good amount of nutrients, isn't it? So this is called malnutrition, and these are the reasons for malnutrition. I hope you understood. So malnutrition is of three types. Okay, so the first type is because of protein malnutrition. You are not having good amount of proteins in your balanced diet, like it is not then balanced, so you're not having good protein amount in your diet, good amount of calories you do not have. And sometimes, protein calorie malnutrition, both you lack, your diet lacks both. It does not have proteins, it does not have calories. So these are the three types we have categorized, and let us see one by one. The first one is, let us see what are the harmful effects of malnutrition in children. The first one is kwashiorkor and kwashiorkor disease. So first learn how to pronounce it. So kwashiorkor, kwashiorkor. So kwashiorkor disease, this is due to, one minute, so this kwashiorkor disease, this is due to protein deficiency. Kwashiorkor disease, this is due to protein deficiency. Proteins, your diet lacks proteins, so because of the deficiency of protein in your diet for so many years, you will get the disease called kwashiorkor disease. So what are the symptoms? How do you recognize that this is a kwashiorkor disease only? So the symptoms are very important, and let us see what happens in this disease. So body parts become swollen, increase the size, and due to accumulation of water in the intercellular spaces. Accumulation means collection of water, where in the intercellular spaces. So what is intercellular spaces? The space between your cells. The space between your cells is called intercellular spaces. Because of the collection of water in your intercellular spaces, your body parts get swollen, increase their size, and look so big. So very poor muscle development. So what are the symptoms? What happens in this disease? Because of the accumulation of water, the muscles development will be very poor, and the legs are swollen. The face is fluffy, means it is swollen, soft, and you are unable to eat. There is a difficulty in eating. Diarrhea means having loose motions. And dry skin, your skin looks scaly, dry. So these are the symptoms of this disease. So let me explain once again. This is a protein deficiency disease. First point you have to remember, what happens in this disease? Your body parts become swollen because of accumulation, means collection of water in the intercellular spaces. What is intercellular space? The spaces between your cells. Okay, and symptoms are very poor muscle development. So you get swollen legs, your face is fluffy, difficulty to eat, and diarrhea and dry skin. These are the symptoms of this disease. So you have to write this. And the next thing is marasmus. So you can look at the picture also. Sometimes they give so many questions, and in between they give the picture and ask you to identify it. So you can identify the stomach is swollen. Why stomach is swollen? Because of the accumulation of water or body fluid in the intercellular spaces. And you can see the muscle development is poor. And let us see what is marasmus. The marasmus is due to deficiency of both there is no protein and calories in your diet for several years, and you get this disease. And the other reason might be this disease generally occurs when there is an immediate second pregnancy or repeated childbirth. So what happens when the woman is pregnant? Immediately after the first pregnancy, the second pregnancy started, and the mother is unable to, you know, get proper nutrients, proper nutrition for the developing baby. So at that time, the developing baby faces protein and calorie deficiency. So most of the students, they confuse in whether the mother faces the protein or calorie deficiency or the child. So let me clear it. The child faces the protein and calorie deficiency because of immediate second pregnancy in that woman. Okay, so what are the symptoms? Lean and weak and less developed muscles. You are lean means you are thin, you are weak, less developed muscles are less developed. Look at this picture. This boy, the small child, his muscles are poorly developed. You can see, you can find his ribs also. So he is very lean and weak. His less developed muscles are there, and dry skin, diarrhea, etc. These are the symptoms. So the common thing in both kwashiorkor and marasmus is diarrhea and dry skin. Diarrhea and dry skin are the symptoms of this disease. And so the common one thing you need to remember, that in kwashiorkor only the body fluid, or you can say water, is accumulated in the intercellular spaces of different body parts, not in marasmus. Okay, not in marasmus, only in kwashiorkor. The body parts get swollen due to accumulation of water in the intercellular spaces. Okay, not in kwashiorkor. Remember this. What is obesity? Obesity is due to overeating of junk food. You have lot of pizzas, lot of burgers. Because of that, you will get obese, means you will get swollen. It is because of excess of calorie intake, taking so much of calories, taking lot of food, but not exercising, not burning the calories, just consuming it. So it is a big health hazard. So this is a very big health hazard. And obese person, when obese children grows, what happens? The target of many diseases. They will be targeted by many diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular problems, heart problems, BP problems, kidney problems, renal problems, gallbladder problems. So discuss about junk foods and other food habits which leads to obesity. So junk foods you must avoid. Children must avoid junk foods. You need to avoid junk foods at your best level. See, most of the students at every Sunday, lots of pizzas, lots of burgers, lot of bakery food items you must avoid. You can have it one day in 1 month. Okay, don't consume lots of pizzas and burgers or any bakery item. It will make you like this. Look at the picture. Okay, if you consume it, what will happen to you? You will become fat like this. And this is a very big hazard. When you grow, what happens? Your heart will stop pumping. It will become weak because of the accumulation of fats around your heart. Your renal system, means your kidneys, stop working properly. So you must avoid this junk food. Junk food is the main cause of your obesity. Okay, and you children should be very active, not only in studies but in also in sports. And let us discuss about vitamin deficiency diseases. And so you know what vitamins are? Organic substances. Organic substances means carbon containing, you can say. So these are the organic substances. They are micronutrients required in small quantities. These are required in small quantities, so that's why they are called micronutrients. And what are macronutrients? We have already seen that proteins, carbohydrates are macronutrients, and fats, they are macronutrients. They are required in large amount when compared to these vitamins. These are micronutrients. Okay, so micronutrients are required in small quantities like vitamins, and actually vitamins, they are not synthesized in the body, so you have to take it from outside through food. Okay, you have to take it from outside through food, or you can consume small vitamin rich supplements also, like they come in the form of tablets, but you generally you cannot synthesize this, and you have to take it from your food resources. So we do not generally suffer from vitamin deficiency because these are required in small amounts, and the other thing is uh, intestine synthesizes and supplies vitamins to the body. Okay, so the two ways from which you can get vitamin is first through your diet, and the next thing is from the bacteria that is present in your intestine. It synthesizes and supplies vitamins to the body. Okay, so you have to keep your intestine good, having lots of water and avoiding junk food, so that your bacteria can survive and make vitamins that is required for your body. Okay, so vitamins are classified into two groups. Now this is the important part from where you can get 2 marks or 1 marks question. So vitamins are classified into two groups. So one is called water soluble and another is called fat soluble. In water soluble, only two types are there, that is B complex and vitamin C. So B and C complex, water soluble, and fat soluble you have to remember A, D, E, K. So I will give you a trick to remember this. So they are the vitamins are mostly soluble in fat, and so they are A, D, E, K. These four vitamins, it means that fat soluble vitamins are more and compared to water soluble, and water soluble vitamins are only 2, B and C complex. Okay, you have to remember like this. So if we if food we take doesn't contain vitamins in the right proportion, it can lead to vitamin deficiency disorders. So only through ways you can by only two ways you can get vitamins. First thing from your diet, and the other thing is bacteria will synthesize in your intestine. So one thing is these are required in small amount, but you are not giving that small quantity also to your body. Then what happens, your body develops vitamin deficiency disorders like beriberi, glossitis, pellagra, anemia, pernicious anemia, burning feet, nervous disorders, scurvy, eye and skin diseases, rickets, fertility disorders due to deficiency of vitamin tocopherol E, and also blood clotting related disorders. So you can study all the disorders in your textbook. It is given in the form of table, and if it is possible, remember this table, study this table, and this table will be going to help you in your future studies, also in intermediate also it is very helpful. Okay, so study that table. This table is very important. Sometimes for 1 mark or 2 mark they ask this. I will give you the important ones so that it will be helpful for you, but try to memorize the table, try to learn it. What you have to learn is symptoms, vitamin and deficiency disease, that's it. Resources are not that much important, but yes, remember the first thing is thiamine B1. You have to remember thiamine B1. Okay, this is important, thiamine B1. And the deficiency disease is beriberi. What are the symptoms? Vomitings, fits, loss of appetite, and difficulty in breathing, and your body can get paralyzed. Okay, cereals, what are the resources from which you can get thiamine B1? So you have to consume cereals like your dal and chanas and all. Oil seeds, vegetables, milk, meat, fish, eggs. So you have to consume milk also. Vegetables are very important. You have to consume lots of vegetables. And riboflavin B2, that and the deficiency of riboflavin B2 causes glossitis. and this niacin B3 is important, psychobalamin B12 is important, and folic acid, ascorbic acid, retinol A, you must remember retinol A is very important. From where you can get retinol A? Leafy vegetables, like carrot also, from tomatoes, pumpkin, papaya, mango, meat, fish, egg, liver, cod liver oil, shark liver oil. So these are important resources from which you can get vitamin A, retinol. And eye skin diseases deficiency may cause eye skin diseases, and like symptoms are night blindness, xerophthalmia, cornea failure, scaly skin. So these are the eye related disorders mostly. So retinol A is very important in your diet. So you have to consume leafy vegetables, you have to consume lots of carrots, tomatoes, papaya, mango, meat, fish, egg, and cod liver oil, shark liver oil, all that. And calciferol D is very important. This you get from the this you can get from you know subcutaneous fat. When you expose yourself to morning sun rays, this subcutaneous fat can produce and synthesize calciferol D, and this calciferol D is very important for your bones, and this is called sunshine vitamin also. This deficiency may cause rickets disease, and the symptoms of this disease is improper formation of bones, knock knees, swollen wrist, and delayed dentition, like your teeth problem, weak bones. So you have to expose yourself to morning sunshine, don't be sleepy, okay. Tocopherol E, so tocopherol E is vitamin E, like fruits, vegetables, sprouts, sunflower. From this resources you can get tocopherol E. And remember, this deficiency causes fertility related disorders like sterility in males, that males are sterile. Deficiency of vitamin E, that is tocopherol E, may cause sterility in males, like abnormalities in sperm formation, and abortions in females. Abortions in females means unable to conceive, pregnancy problems, and sterility in males. Sterility means problems in formation of sperms, okay. And phylloquinone K, and this is vitamin K. And green leafy vegetables, milk, meat, egg, and the problems related to blood clotting. So these from this chart you can expect half marks or 1 mark as your choices of in the blanks, okay. Problems related blood clotting and delayed blood clotting or over bleeding. So vitamin K is important for blood clotting, and resources are, yes, green leafy vegetables, milk, meat, egg. And symptoms are delay in blood clotting, over bleeding. So these are important ones I have said, okay. So so go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to share with your friends. And yes, if you like my explanation, hit the like button, and don't forget to keep your doubts in the comment section. I will definitely look at it and will reply soon. Okay, bye, thank you.